Hello, everyone. You're welcome to another series of Schooling Yonder Stories. My name is Funmi Modupe. Thanks for joining me today. What are we talking about today? Today, actually, before we start, in case you hear that woozy sound, it's the sound of my generator. It can't hold us down from, doing what we have to do. Okay. So the topic of discussion today, or my talk today, is some few tips that you should start thinking about or considering as you apply for your study application to study abroad. That's your study permits or your study visa for going abroad to school. And I deemed it fit, or yes, I deemed it fit to discuss this because I have come across families, students, trying to do this application on their own, process it, complete the application, go through all the whole, like submit your documents and all of that. And is it that it's impossible for you to, do this bit yourself? No. The answer is no. But let's be guided. Okay? Let's be guided. And really, these are my thoughts and my advice to parents who are doing this on behalf of their kids, or the students themselves who are doing handling applications on their own. Firstly, my first advice is be truthful, be completely honest, be completely transparent. When you fill those forms, when you complete those forms, there are personal data, there are educational information, there are, like they want to know your address. There are also information about relatives. Now, this is specifically if you're even talking about, study permits application for going to Canada. So let me use that as a specific example. There will be family information, asking you about your parents, mother, father, your siblings' details, date of birth, where they're schooling or where they're located or where they're resident. You see, there are lots of information that the immigration officer would love to really, see. And it is this detailed information that is used to judge your application. It is based on the way you've answered these questions that leads to the decision that the immigration officer eventually takes on your behalf. It is usually on your behalf because you won't be called upon and said, I think that your answer in number 4 does not actually, correspond with your response in number 5. You wouldn't be there. The immigration officer just takes his or her own decision. So this is it. I've come across a couple of families who are, so I'm their representative and I'm asking for details. Where did you study, sir? Let's say, for instance, now, a student's application, and we have to give details of the father, the mother, and siblings. And I'm asking a father, I'm saying, formal education, what is your formal education? What are the details? And they just say one thing. What kind of job do you do? Businessman. What is the meaning of businessman? Please specify the kind of job you do, the kind of business that you do. You see, immigration officers could be described best as psychologists. So in your absence, they want to be able to put a profile together for you. And it is good to read instructions properly. Read instructions properly. Read between the lines. There are so many applications that have been thrown by the side because there are glaring instructions that were not adhered to. So the instructions are glaring. If the passport size of your photo, because your photo is going to be uploaded online now these days, the specific size, you will have to take that particular size of photo specification and upload it. Don't say, oh, you're using this your old one that you used for one country. There are many countries. Some countries are very particular, especially this Canada I'm talking about. They are very, very particular in their applications. There are rules there. Everything is vivid. It is online, and so you will do yourself a lot of good to do some reading. Read online on the website. How do you apply? How do international students apply? What are the steps to take? Okay. So today I have talked about the fact that transparency is very important. Honesty is very, very important. I forgot to let you know that when you make one application and is submitted online onto the platform of a country, let's say UK or Canada or even the US, you have already created a file. A file is created for you. The importance of being consistently telling the truth is that when you show up with another application or another renewal, your claims in the previous years will have to match the claim in this current years. Especially things that are static, things that you say have happened before. Let's say, for instance, you were single then, but now you're married. Oh, that's cool. That's okay. You just have to put in your marriage certificate, put in details of your spouse and things like that. Or change your name and all of that. But if all of a sudden your second application, now you have a different secondary school with a different year of graduation, now that is a problem. And you make it very, very easy for the immigration officer to say, denied. Denied. So, let's be guided. I'm just giving these little tips. There's so much to say. I wish really that I would just even sit down and look at the different question on every application and tell you scenarios of wrong answers and right answers. Some of these things someone like myself has developed over time because of experience working with different families, working with different students, working with different